Hello everybody! Favorites time! In today's video, I'm going to be talking through some favorites, some things I've been loving, especially while we've been holed up in quarantine. But before we get into the actual favorites that I've been loving, I did want to say a big thank you to SKII for sponsoring this video. We've been trying to give back as much as we can during this very, very crazy time in the world, and thanks to today's sponsorship with SKII, we were able to donate $2,500 to Doctors Without Borders here in Canada. So thank you so much to SKII. I'm super excited to show you guys my love for this product that is now empty, the facial treatment essence from SKII. And if you guys have any other charities that you'd like to let us know about that are doing incredible things for the world right now, please let us know in the comments down below. And without further ado, let us get into the favorites. So I wanted to share with you some things that I have been using over the last month. It's been a month of quarantine, you guys. We've been locked up for a month. And even though there's not too many makeup favorites that might typically be included in my monthly favorites, I definitely did want to share some cool things that I have been using. Just some things that have been bringing me joy in general over the last couple of weeks. So let's get started. I am going to start with the SK2 facial treatment essence, and I really want to do a deep dive into this because it very swiftly became like a necessary product in my skincare routine. And I bought my first bottle on February 20th. You guys might have seen it poke through a couple of videos in that time, and I wanted to develop a full opinion. I used a whole bottle. I really wanted to give it a true try before delivering my final opinion to you guys, and my skin drinks this up. It's one of those products that I always wanted to try. I've seen it kind of poking around. I remember the first time I really saw it in action was when Desi did a video on it long ago, and since then you just, once you learn about something, it's what, confirmation bias? You just start to see it everywhere. I was just dying to try, so I was really excited to partner with SK2 and be given the chance to test it out. But I did pick up this bottle myself on February 20th. I've been using it since, day and night. I drank up this bottle, but I also realized, like, guys, I'd been using it with a cotton pad, so thank you so much in my when I did my little quarantine routine video, thank you so much to everyone who pointed out the fact that I can just put it in my palms. So I've become a more learned woman since then. Everyone who let me know, thank you. I have moved on to bottle number 2, and I will be now using it much more sparingly because of the proper way to do it. Yeah, that was embarrassing. Anyway, so the PITERA essence, I didn't really understand what the essence was or what it could possibly do and what would warrant the price tag for it. But the PITERA ingredient in here is actually SK2's very own yeast strain. They discovered it through sake fermentation, and this product actually contains 90% of that active ingredient, PITERA. And in terms of like thinking about an essence in your skincare steps, like where you would use it in your routine, you can kind of consider it a serum because it does have such high potency of those active ingredients. That's usually what the serum contains in your skincare steps anyway. In comparison to like your cream or your oil, the serum is what is packed with the active ingredients. That's what's going to do the work on your skin. And what this product does for your skin in general is, the line that they use is just crystal clear skin. And I think that's a great way of putting it because when I put it on my skin, it just has this beautiful cooling effect. It's supposed to help with dryness, any fine lines and wrinkles and tightness that comes with dryness. It helps with evening the skin tone. It helps with firmness, skin texture, which you guys know I have just been on the skin texture train. And any product that currently promises evening out skin texture, I am all on board for. And it's doing that. It's evening out the skin texture, but it's also like brightening and helping with the vibrancy in your skin. And we're spending a lot of time indoors right now, and I could use any kind of help to the glow that I can. So it's just an all-over moisturizing, firmness, texture, brightening, glowing, magical product that just feels so damn good on my skin, and I have just been loving it. It's been such a favorite, and because it does so many different things to help with the crystal clear skin look, I feel like it's really allowed me to scale back on the number of products I use on a daily basis in my skincare routine. It's kind of just been this and my moisturizer. It's also very ASMR-y when you use it. So in your skincare routine, wash your face, you take 3 splashes of this into the palm of your hands, pat it into your skin, and then you go in with your moisturizer, and that's it. That's what I've been doing for the last 2 months. I used up an entire bottle, and it is absolutely, definitely a favorite. And I may or may not have just bought the jumbo size. Let us move on to some makeup. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I haven't been doing my makeup a whole lot. I've really been, you know, taking this time, staying at home to let my skin breathe, really bask in the skincare aspect of the world. And I've been doing my makeup pretty sparingly just when I've been filming or doing some stuff on Instagram. But I did want to mention a video that I had mentioned previously on Instagram a few weeks ago. It was actually like the weekend before the shutdown happened. I had filmed a video. I had filmed not a full face review. I think I reviewed like 4 products or something in that video. And that day I did a full day wear test on a new concealer and also a primer, but mainly it was for the concealer. And I posted on my Instagram being like, you guys, I am trying this new primer and this new concealer. It's amazing. Can't wait to show you. Video coming soon. And this is this horrible thing that I do, and I'm so sorry that I've done it to you probably a few times at this point, that I post those things on Instagram before actually looking at the footage and making sure that the video is good to go, which it wasn't. The video did not work. It was very sad. We made the thumbnail and everything. We were ready to roll, and it didn't work out. We never ended up posting the video, and I know it's literally been a month since I posted that on Instagram, but I felt like I needed to kind of update you guys just in case a lot of you felt very offended and left hanging. But I had been testing out the new Pat McGrath concealer, and spoiler alert, it's great. I haven't felt this full covered in a long time. It looks great. Just stepping out into the natural light in the office to show you how this looks. It's pretty amazing. I haven't seen this kind of flawlessness on my face in a long time, and I'm like, maybe I should switch it up and wear full coverage things more often. Almost 7 p.m. I'm at the 7.5 hour mark of wearing this makeup on my face. My skin still looks amazing. I stopped filming at 11:30, which means it's actually been on my face for more like 8.5 hours because I was filming for about an hour. I'm very impressed. All right, friends, it is 10 p.m., which means that this makeup has been on my face for almost 11 hours. Like, considering how much I've touched my face, how many times I've blown my nose, sneezed, sweat, done all of the things, this is one of the most long-lasting makeups that I've ever worn on my face. Like, the fact that I don't look like an alien right now is shocking to me. I am wildly impressed. 11 hours, I'm normally sagging into a pool of puddles on the ground. But otherwise, I haven't touched up. I haven't added powder. I haven't fixed any concealer. It has been as is. All I did, I actually literally took my finger and like smeared this eyeshadow on. And this is what we've got. It's super full coverage, definitely a very, very flawless finish, which is kind of the opposite of how I've been doing my makeup right now. But it's one of those full coverage concealers that I can thin out a little bit, and I don't actually mind wearing it on a daily basis, even though I'm not doing my makeup every day right now. But it's one of those things that you put on a super light base, or you really just sheer it out with a beauty sponge or however you want to do your makeup. And one of the things that I really made the mistake of is I bought very polar opposite shades. So I'm actually waiting for the Sephora spring event to purchase my proper shade, or at least attempt again, because we can't go in store to see these shades. But this one's just way too light for me, which is L5, and then M15 was way too dark. I've been mixing the two whenever I've been using it. Yeah, I wanted to tell you guys, this was the concealer. It's fantastic. If you're looking for a really flawless look that doesn't settle into any fine lines, it's perfectly fine for dry skin. And I think the biggest thing for me was that it was the most long-wearing concealer I've ever put on my face. It was kind of crazy. I didn't really know what to expect with this, but I was very pleasantly surprised. And I'm curious to know, like, because it has been so long, have any of you guys picked this up? Have any of you tried it? And I want to hear what your experience has been, because it's been positively delightful for me. Sorry for keeping you guys hanging. It's a fabulous concealer. Okay, the next favorite, I'm going to address the elefante in the room, and that is this bright, giant neon green sweater that I've been wearing. Oh man, I'm still not over the neon green. I am loving everything neon green. It just makes me feel so bright and alive. I've worn this and also the orange one a bajillion times on Instagram, so if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, you're probably like, what are you talking about? But I've been living in these bright neon sweatsuits, and I know so many of you have been asking where I got them, and I was a little bit hesitant to mention where I got them because they're definitely on the pricier side, but for those of you who've been asking, I had to let the people know. I had to represent. I have to admit that I am not the best when it comes to pronouncing things, and this is totally like off topic, but did anyone play the game Gaia? When I was 13, 13 and 14, maybe even 12, whatever. I obsessively played the game Gaia as well as RuneScape. I was a big RuneScape nerd, but Gaia was spelled G-A-I-A. Oh my god, I love that game, and we were just like, Gaia, Gaia, wah. And I don't know what happened to it. Honestly, Gaia Online, that was such a good game. What a throwback. So anyway, when I saw this brand, it's spelled PANGAIA. So in my brain, I can't unsee that. I can't unsay that. It's PANGAIA to me. And it's another one of those moments where once you learn of a brand and see it, you suddenly see it everywhere. But it's a sustainable brand. They use recycled materials. They're being super innovative in the use of their materials and the creation of their pieces. They also use like fruit dyes to get these vibrant colors, which I think is really cool. And that's what I've been donning. So Hanes does have a neon green sweater that's on Amazon. The last time I checked, it was sold out. They don't have matching sweatpants, but if you wanted a similar look for like a tenth of the price, I'll link that below as well. But I've been loving these sweatsuits so much, and there's just something about sitting inside and kind of being miserable about what's happening in the world, but having a very bright, fun color to offset that and make yourself feel bright and fresh and better. And I've just been loving it. They're so cozy. A lot of people were asking about sizes. They are unisex sizing. I got a small in the hoodie, and it's still pretty freaking giant. And I also got a medium in the pants, and I'm always a medium, but I definitely could have gotten a small in these. They definitely run big. Like, consider the sizes men's sizing if you are going to order. I'm obsessed. Loving them. I wanted to talk about the TikTok coffee because this is something that Dan did on his own accord. The one morning I was still in bed and he got up and I suddenly just heard vigorous whisking and I was like, babe, what are you doing? And he was like, I'm making the TikTok coffee. I'm like, oh my god, what's the TikTok coffee? And apparently, like, when I posted on my Instagram that he had made that, so many of you were like, what the frig is that, heaven? I'm like, I know. And apparently it is just a version of a Delgado coffee. This is old. I have let this sit for a while. I was trying to save it to show you in the video, but it's now dead. Basically, the TikTok coffee, Delgado coffee, whatever, it's equal parts instant coffee, sugar, and water, and you whisk it together. You can use a fork, you can use a whisk if you want to destroy your wrist, but you can also use the whisk attachment on a KitchenAid or just use some hand beaters. We use our hand beaters. My mom got us the hand beaters. It was so sweet. But you use your little hand whisker beater beater whisker, and you just mix those 3 ingredients up. We use 2 tablespoons of each, which is a lot of sugar. Warning, we use coconut sugar to make ourselves feel better. Whisk it all up until it gets really thick and frothy, and then you pour it over whatever you want. You can do it over like warm milk if you want a warm coffee. I use a vanilla oat milk, which is really good. You pour it over top, you mix it together, and it just makes the most creamy, delicious coffee ever. So that's been the little coffee we've been loving, a little dessert. That's been super fun. Now, as far as entertainment goes, you guys, I read a book. I'm trying to get back on my failed train of my 2020 resolutions, continuing to read a book. I had said 2 books a month. Listen, we'll get back there eventually. I'm starting slow, but I did finish a book this month, which is very exciting. I read Little Fires Everywhere, which is now a TV show that apparently isn't available in Canada. We don't have Hulu, so that's very sad. I read this in less than 24 hours. It's a small book, but I couldn't put it down. It was really good, and I had no idea what to expect, but I wasn't expecting this book and like the characters and the storyline. It was just not what I had assumed it was about in my brain when I read the title, but it was super great. And I have to say, the ending was really disappointing. The ending was really like arbitrary, didn't really give you a final thing, which I get. Like, I feel like this is a common thing I say, but I hate it when authors don't just give you like a conclusive ending. You know, it was just like about art and whatever. Anyway, I didn't like the ending, but the book itself was a very intense page turner for me, and I was like, what's gonna happen? I must know. And yeah, I read it in a day, and it was great. So that was my little read from this last month, and it felt good to read a book. I've been gaming a lot, which I'm going to talk about in a second. I went through a strong Kingdom Hearts phase, strong Pokemon phase, and now I'm on to the next thing, which is Stardew Valley. Sam, this is all your fault. Sam ruined all of our productivity in the world, and I'm just gonna air out my dirty laundry right here. Stardew Valley is a game. I recommend playing it on your iPad if you have it. You can play it on pretty much any format, like Xbox, your phone, your computer. In terms of like usability and ease of use, I found it the best on the iPad. So I had been playing it on my phone, realized that that made me go MIA for a week straight. Because because I couldn't like click away from the game to answer anything on my phone. So I just ignored everyone for, you know, a number of days in a row. So I was like, all right, I got to get this off my phone. I'm switching to the iPad. So this is Stardew Valley. Apparently they had a sale. I missed the sale, but it was $10 on the App Store, which at first I was like, Sam, what the hell? $10 for an app? I've never paid that much for an app in my life. But I really understood the fact that when you're paying for a game up front, there's nothing like prompting you to buy shit. You're not dependent on making like in-app purchases like buy seeds for $1 and excel in your farm. You know, paying it up front just made the whole game available and accessible to you in its entirety, and that was very exciting. So Stardew Valley, I'm just gonna show you guys the tragedy here. Yeah, land farm, 71 hours. And let's not forget that that was after the game that I already had on my phone. I've been spending a lot of time playing this game. I'm on year 6 for anyone who cares. And if you're gonna play it, you might not understand this now, but I'm just gonna tell you right now, pick the Four Corners farm and grow star fruit exclusively as soon as you can. So that's been a super, the thing is, like, even including this in a favorites might seem silly, but it's just such a mind-numbing distraction, and I feel like after I had my week of like panic, it was just such a good way to turn my brain off and do something that was so fun and like really addicting. I didn't think I had an addictive personality until I played this game, but it's just been a great distraction. If you're looking for something to kind of turn your mind off from what's happening in the world, it's been a beautiful thing. The final thing I wanted to briefly mention, even though if you missed it, you would have just seen it. I'm gonna link it right here. My nail video, you guys. I painted my own nails. I did a gel manicure. I chose a bright purple to have another area of brightening my day, and it's been so fun. I couldn't believe how easy it was. If you missed it, you guys go watch the video. It was hysterical, and it was just so much easier than I ever thought it would be. I never have painted my own nails successfully anyway, especially like I never had the light, I never did gel, and I never thought that I had the ability to do that. I always thought I was like way too clumsy and dysfunctional with my fingers and non-dominant hands, but it was so fun, and it's made me think of all the money I've spent over my life getting manicures, and I'm like, huh, could have been doing it myself this whole time. I could have been a professional by now. So that was a big, I know it's very recent, but that was a huge favorite, and I am so excited to have that as an activity to do going forward and to be able to do it myself. It just felt so powerful. Anyway, so my little gel manicure, that was fun. If you missed the video, I'll link it below for you. So I'm gonna leave it there, guys. Those are a few things that I have been loving over the last month, a few things that have been making my days literally and figuratively brighter, and I wanted to share them all with you. So let me know what things you've been loving during this time in the comments down below. What has been making your day brighter? Let us know. You guys, thank you so much as always for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!